So when you take corporates, there are a large number of interactions they do with banks day to day, starting from payments to LCs to inquiries to various payment types and interactions. So when you talk of host-to-host, we look at automating or bringing in convenience in all these segments. So starting from the payment, which is the headache for corporates, we have given the capability for corporates to push in all their day-to-day payments, from salaries to supplier payments to vendor payments to any kind of payment that are being handled at any corporate, where the payments are picked by the bank, processed, and the respective beneficiary accounts are credited, and a response is given back to the customer for their reconciliation purposes. Going beyond, we are also capable of enabling our platforms for the customer to do inquiries through a single host capability. Say, looking from the banking transaction perspective or to their bank balances. These also, without logging to a portal, we can allow the customer to carry out from their own application connecting with the bank. So it's not stopping at that point. Going beyond, we also have the capability of transmitting communications. The communication that the customer wants to do to a bank could be for a LC, could be for a bank guarantee. So these are also looked at enabling through the host-to-host. Initially, we may not be ready with the full stack, but this is where the path is to enable convenience to our customers. So, so if I summarize, starting from payments to inquiries to LCs to various communications can be handled through host-to-host integrations, and also giving the responses automatically to the customer's end for the customer to automate the reconciliation process. So this is where the host-to-host convenience comes into picture for the corporate. So the host-to-host connection with the bank is done through technology, which I will explain as we progress. So we are capable of integrating with the customers, the ERP system that they run, right? We are capable of integrating. And this integration happens one time by exchanging certain keys with the customer, and thereafter the payment flows happens 24/7 seamlessly without the business customers or the staff even knowing how the flows happen. Two systems talk straight through processing. It's called straight through processing. Two systems of two institutions talk to each other seamlessly and exchange the data that has been created by a user at the customer end. So this is how the host-to-host works, which is a one-time exercise from the customer's perspective as well as the bank. Security of this entire host-to-host process is a key concern for our corporates. I think even the bank is very concerned of the security aspect, which we need to certainly give thought through the whole process. So for me to explain how this security works, we look at three aspects in integrating with the corporate. Primarily, all data that are transmitted from the corporate end to the bank are encrypted using two keys, the public key as well as the private key. So the public key is shared with the customer. Customer encrypts the data with the public key and transmit the data, where the bank would decrypt the data with the private key, process and ensure the payments go through. This is one aspect on the security front. Second aspect is the link. So when we establish a connectivity for a corporate, third-party IPs transmit data to a bank. So the IP address that is used by the company for the process at the initial stage is whitelisted. When I say whitelisted, it's added on to the bank's security systems, the firewalls, and allows the customer to transmit data from that IP. So this is number two. Apart from that, we also issue a user ID and a password to every corporate customer who is connected with the bank on this process. So when a customer wants to connect with the bank for the host-to-host capability or use the host-to-host services, bank would first validate the customer's username, password, and then only the customer would be allowed to access the bank system. So when the customer accesses, there is another control where we issue a token, which is time bound. Transaction flow. A token is issued to that particular transaction, which is valid for a limited time frame, and which is valid for a time frame, and the transactions could only be sent within that time window. So if the customer takes longer time, customer will have to re-log into the system to transmit the data. So these controls, these security points that we have established will bring in the security that we expect to ensure the payment flows, the connectivity between the corporate and the bank is tightened and ensured to meet the best practices. When you take the corporates, we have different sizes of corporates, say starting from the bigger corporate groups, and we are going down to the SMEs and even to proprietorships. These also fall into the business category. So many of these corporates might not be ready with offering APIs. So for that, we also have a solution where we allow the customers to come in through the SFTP, the file transfer. That also falls into the host-to-host category, where customer, without manually keying in transaction, they could transmit a file periodically. It might not be real time, right? The customer can submit or upload a file into our platform, where we will pick that, process, and give the customer the response. So this is again may not be the best, right? May not be the ultimate solution, but this capability also allows for the corporates who are not 100% ready with APIs. So even the SMEs, what I want to explain here has the capability of coming and enjoying the straight-through processing or the host-to-host capability through this file transfer mechanism. Host-to-host is now demanded by the larger corporates, right? It's not a service that we now need to go and sell. Corporates demand the banks to provide if they know how convenient it is to automate, streamline their internal processes. So as we understand, manual transmission of data through a platform or communicating through different methods to the bank is no more required through the host-to-host. So corporates are now aggressively moving into the host-to-host, as they could cut down large amount of human resources, manual work, paper involvement at their office spaces, which has brought in huge amount of benefits on the sustainability front as well as improving efficiency. So the conveniences of host-to-host is immense, large. You cannot value, right? I think going forward, if all the corporate segment can move into the host-to-host capability, that will bring in conveniences across the industry to improve the overall payment flows, benefiting large segments other than going beyond the corporate and the bank, even to the beneficiaries across the industry, across the trade segment, across the community worker segment, to improve their conveniences to benefit the overall country's progress. Finally, my message to all our valued corporate customer segment is to come join us. Tell us your interest, show us your interest, right, to join the host-to-host capability. We are ready to offer you either through APIs or through SFTP method. Or if you are not ready through that, even our web portals are ready to handle your payments and process as a start. So bank is also ready to help you if you have any difficulty in creating the required APIs. I think we can provide the bank's IT support to help you establish, create your APIs and connect with us. So the benefits that this process would bring in is mutual, not only for the corporates, not only for the bank, right? It's a benefit across both the institutions as well as the entire industry. So please communicate your interest to your branch, to your account manager, relationship manager at the corporate banking division, or directly to the digital banking division. We will connect with you. We will tell you the spec. We will share you the documents that needs to be agreed among the bank and the institution, which is a very simple process and help you come on board to the host-to-host. So overall, I would say whole process cannot take long if you are ready with your APIs. Right? It can be just a week or two process if you are connecting through the established process of the bank. So my invitation to all our business customer segment is to come talk to us and come on board to our host-to-host capability and enjoy the convenience and overall benefit.